If I was around Yrene Towers, I would injure myself on purpose. This is the second best Throne of Glass book so far. Tower of Dawn is book 6, or 7, depending on where you put Assassin's Blade, in Sarah J. Maas's Throne of Glass series. And it is simultaneously the best written book so far, and also somehow the flattest. Before we go any further, if you're new here, my name is Jeff, and I like to talk about books. I don't rate books, I just like to talk about my experience with them, what I liked, what I disliked, and whether or not you might like it if you align with my tastes. So if that sounds at all cool and interesting, it is. Like and subscribe. Chaol Westfall and Yrene Towers have traveled to the southern continent to forge an alliance with the Khagan of Antica. I think I said both of those wrong, but whatever. And also to seek healing for Chaol at the legendary Thhe. Also probably said that wrong, where he encounters Yrene Towers. And Yrene is a healer with no interest in helping him, and a very understandable amount of xenophobia towards anyone from Aderlan, whatever. Which I find to be hateful, but also very funny, because hating on Chaol is objectively fun. I do not think that Chaol Westfall has what it takes to carry a novel. This man has 2 speeds: unrelenting self-loathing, followed closely by, I am the beacon of chivalry for everyone to follow. That's it. Those are the 2 speeds. That's the dude. And nobody wants to follow around a character who spends 80% of their page time telling us what a useless idiot he is. He does not have the personality to carry almost 600 pages. And unfortunately, I think that Yrene does not fare any better. She has the energy of an NPC who was accidentally assigned some chapters. She has a few nice emotional moments. She's very competent in a fight, but otherwise we're simply just not getting a lot from her. And the relationship between Chaol and Yrene, I really just could not have cared less. And then there's Yrene Towers. Yrene is everything that I like about Aelin and none of the bad. She is smart and powerful and has a big personality. And she does all of it without being insufferable. And of course, insufferable is like subjective and purely my opinion. But if I was around Yrene Towers, I would injure myself on purpose. If you know, you know. When Chaol and Yrene inevitably get together, because she spends approximately 12 hours a day with her hands all over his chiseled butt, I only really cared because of what it meant for Yrene. Chaol remains marginally more interesting than like a houseplant. I also think the pacing was a bit of a shortcoming in the book. The first 400 pages are like fairly repetitive court drama that doesn't land, and some relationship tension that is too flat to really sustain. This book tries to really carry itself through Chaol's healing arc, and that mostly works, but it goes for way too long. And without a genuinely catalytic character at the center of this book, it just kind of starts to feel like flat soda. This late in the series, after 6 or 7 books of Aelin threatening to destroy everyone who inconveniences her, a more measured story felt like a breath of fresh air, but it also felt like something was missing. And I really hate to say this because Aelin is exhausting, but she makes things happen. And nothing in Tower of Dawn felt truly dangerous. Nothing felt like a Roman candle going off in the dark. The spiders were cool, the rukhin are fun, but I needed more fireworks. I needed more danger, and I really missed Manon. I think the back third of the book delivered some really cool story developments and has some satisfying connective tissue across the series, as well as some strong combat sequences. And I say this genuinely. Not having to roll my eyes 12 times a chapter is an underrated quality of life improvement. Tower of Dawn is my second favorite book in Throne of Glass so far, which is a complicated thing to feel given all of the things that I just said. 1 book left. Bye.